Welcome back to the Pirate Pulse podcast. I'm Chance Scott.
I'm Trey Scott.
Man, Trey, every week we keep talking, and it just builds and builds. The momentum in Greenville right now is pretty fun to be around.
Brick by brick. Brick by brick. Man, what a game.
Yeah.
What a game. What a season so far. You know, we're a little bit past midway. You know, I guess we can say we're close to the end. And
it's flown by.
It hasn't been a disappointment at all.
Not at all.
It's been a success. The Blake Harrell journey has started and I think he has solidified himself as the coach for the next 2 or 3, 4, 5, who knows how long.
To be here.
And I think he is connected with the community, and I think everything has shown, like from the locker room to the field to the shirtless fans in the crowd. It's been awesome to watch. Let's go ahead and unpack what you got.
Yeah, man. Look, we'll talk about it. ECU with a big win, 31-27, that sets up 2 big games to end the way. You know, they're 7-3 overall against 2 Power 5 losses, and the team that's number 24 in the country right now in Tulane. So your 3 losses are solid. Caton Hauser, I mean,
big
just
time.
Talk about what a guy he was in the defense, man. They stood up when it mattered most, and you know that was fun to watch. But this UTSA team, something about them playing inside that Alamo Dome. They're going to be tough, but, you know, we got a lot to unpack today, some big plays, and, you know, we'll kind of see where we get to going with this.
And you know, Caton has been the man all year. You know, there's no doubt he's the leader of this team, without a doubt.
Yeah.
But when you fumble the ball in late fourth quarter and your team still has your back, that's a sign of a great team.
Yeah.
It's a sign of a great team. And like you said, big shout-out to the defense.
Yeah, man, look, we talked to Zion Wilson right after the game. And, you know, he had a big game himself, but he said that they wanted that. Like they always said they didn't want to lose. They wanted that situation of standing up when it mattered most because they knew the offense was going to go finish it.
Yeah.
And I haven't heard that level of trust in Greenville in a while. It's been one side of the ball is much better than the other, but, I mean, they're playing
big trust, baby. Big trust.
It's been fun to watch.
What's that mean? Where's that mean from big trust? Big trust. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I've heard.
I got to look it up. But let's get into the recap. Tell me the story of the game. You got it here written out. ECU trailed at first, and how did it go from there?
Yeah, man, look, this was a game that was back and forth, and it just had one of those just vibes of this is why you watch sports. You know, as an ECU fan in the press box, I'm up there, got chill bumps. The atmosphere was, you know, before the game, I thought the crowd was terrible. I thought we should have better numbers, but the people that were there, they were all bought in. They made this game what it was. You know, kind of like we talked about Caton Hauser, he settled in that second half and made every play.
Yeah.
And then he fumbled. And I'm like, not like this again. Don't do this again. Defense stands up, holds them to a field goal. The only points they allowed in that fourth quarter. And Caton Hauser goes 5 for 5 with a back shoulder touchdown to Peyton Mangrum.
Big trust, baby. It came from Mark Ingram, and Danny's going to insert the meme up here if he hasn't already. Big trust, baby. Big trust. That's dope. It's dope. Let's go ahead and check out the offensive side of the ball. Break down Caton Hauser. You know, I'll go ahead and throw his stats off. 23 for 34, 332 yards, 1 tutty, which was a game-winning tutty. 0 interceptions, added a 1-yard rushing touchdown. Start there, man.
Man, every time we talk about him, I don't think I can say nothing more positive, and he just ones-ups it every time.
Yeah.
You know, his only bad game was truly BYU. And that kind of felt like he was just trying to be Superman and, you know, get a huge win for ECU. And he's kind of settled down, and the team's shifted. Like, I think they're on 4 or 5 game winning streak against, you know, tough Temple team that's only 7-point underdogs in Tulane this weekend. A tough Memphis team that was, you know, the preseason favorite in the conference. I mean, this guy's balling out, and he's made his legacy.
And in a stable where all season it's been 3 or 4 different guys, and all deserving. I think it has been a deserving race for the running back room, but Landon Montgomery's starting to separate a little bit. 27 rushes, 103 yards, 2 touchdowns. He definitely put on. But like, I'm always impressed, and this does stem from Hauser, but they always help each other out. I'm always impressed with different receivers showing up. 1 week, Brock Spalding will have 1 catch for 9 yards. The next week, like this one, he had 5 catches, 88 yards. Anthony Smith has been pretty consistent, 7 catches, 62 yards. Riles was big with a 42-yard catch in the second quarter. And then you just got guys that show up and win the game for you.
Yeah.
Talk about the unsung heroes and the weapons for East Carolina.
Man, when we lost Yannick, I think early second quarter, I was like, dang, man. He was already on pace for a huge game. I think he had like 50 yards in a quarter and a half. And you're like, this is the breakout Yannick game. Like you talk about, there's guys every week that just show up, and you're just like, man, where's this been?
Yeah,
but,
for sure.
We talk about Brock Spalding, that one-handed catch he had down the sideline, getting held the whole way. We're not going to talk about the refs because I'm not, not getting in trouble.
Don't want to get fined.
Yeah, but, I mean, he just makes that grab, and then you got dudes like Tyler Johnson coming in, Peyton Mangrum with this catch, and, Peyton Mangrum with a touchdown, but he also had to go in and return punts. First time in his college career in 6 years he's ever returned a punt.
Big trust, baby.
I mean, like, you have guys lined up that are players, and in an offense like this where they like to rotate and get dudes reps, it's been really a journey, man. I can't say I don't think I can enjoy it anymore.
Yeah, let's flip the script. On the other side. Zion Wilson, 5 tackles, 2 sacks, 2 tackles for loss. Jamari Ridley, our best cover guy, led the team in tackles. Danka and Johnson had 8 tackles each. Lowry was one of his best coverage night all season. The ECU defense produced. They produced 7 T for Ls, 2 sacks. Only gave up 10 points in the second half. Talk about that, Chance. I know you're super excited about the defense because you can't get nowhere without it.
Yeah. Well, every time we talk about it, I go back to that first podcast we done in the preseason, and I was worried about the defense. We were both kind of like, they've got to replace some dudes and, all this and that. And now you got walk-on turned into a fifth-year senior Zion Wilson who started defensive line, then moved to offensive line because he wasn't doing well. Moving back to defensive line 2 years ago, and he's getting 2 of his biggest plays in his career against, obviously, a Memphis O-line who was really, really good. They have a lot of money at Memphis with FedEx, and they put it up front. And you could tell they've got some NFL talent on that squad. But Zion Wilson was just not being denied, man. That dude had a game. Jordy Lowry, we gave him a lot of heat a couple weeks ago because he was getting burnt. And he's came back and had 2 of his best weeks back-to-back. And that's been huge for ECU. And a guy I don't have up here yet that we'll talk about later, Mike Wright.
Okay.
Plays quarterback, running back, wide receiver, punter, safety, defensive back. I mean, what can this guy not do? And, he gets the game-winning interception. And he goes, and we see him yesterday, talk to him, and he's just talking about how fun it is to be a Pirate. How fun it is to be out there with those guys.
Then which we don't get to go into the locker rooms, but then when you see the locker room dancing and he's leading the charge, and it could be the exact opposite. I think this is something that kids could look at and realize just because I'm not that guy here, right now, doesn't mean you're not important to the team. I mean, his role is huge for this team in so many different ways.
I mean, he adds on just a level of athleticism and leadership.
Leadership's big.
Look, Caden Hauser, he's a big leader. This ain't taken away from Caden.
Right.
This is the fact that you have another guy that is different. It's not the quarterback. You don't have to lead him this way. He leads in a business or a personal way. It's a weird connection that he has brought. But it's been something that I haven't seen.
I mean, let's be honest. I think all our audience will agree with this. It's fair to say the kids nowadays are soft, and they'll quit on you, and they'll transfer on you, and they'll go for money, and they'll go for every other reason. Yeah. And this guy is the exact opposite of every single one of those things. He has every reason to sit there and pout. Yeah. He has every reason to sit there and pout. But he's the biggest cheerleader, and I say that respectfully because he still contributes productively. He's the biggest cheerleader out there, and he probably has the least snaps more than any starter out there. I know he's not a starter, but I love it. I love what he stands for. People like that are very important pieces that are just hard to display.
Yeah, you don't find guys like Mike Wright often. And it's been a joy. I try not to have favorites in the transfer portal era. But he's just one of those guys that you're just like, I'm cheering for him. Yeah. If he does something, you're fired up for him. And he deserves the moment. He's been in college football a while, and he has a full-time job in the offseason, and he's still playing college football, getting his master's. Like, that's the stories you love to hear, man.
That's right. Let's go ahead and break it down even farther. As we do every week, we'll do our PFF grades. And I'll go ahead and run through these right quick, Chance. Caden Hauser, 89 grade, great grade. Best performance in week, 68 completions. rate, perfect in the fourth quarter, no turnover-worthy plays. Running back Montgomery, we talked about him. His grades does not reflect his workhorse or workload, but he got a 64 out of 59 snaps, 2 key touchdowns. Gunn, 58 grade, good burst, 5 carries for 20 yards. Engelman had a 59 grade. Didn't get that many snaps. Now to the receiver side, Mangrum, game-winning touchdown, 89. That's awesome, man. Highest offensive grade. He also had the game winner, like I said. Yannick Smith went out early, but he still had a 78 grade. Explosive 39-yard catch. Anthony Smith, 67 grade, 7 catches. Spalding, 66 grade. Let's see. Tight end Riles, a 67 grade, 62 yards. Connor, quiet in the passing game, but he got a 48 grade. He blocked well. Offensive line all played well, over 60 snaps for every one of them. Trubisky and Trinaski, how's that?
Yeah, Trinaski.
Trinaski and Weaver split the right tackle duties. Going to the defensive side, Robinson was strong off the edge with a 69 grade. Carr, 67 grade off 34 physical snaps. Zion Wilson, like you said, was plugged in, 2 sacks with a 61 grade. Rosenberg and Benton had solid rotation impact. Down to the linebackers, it's a little mix of up and down. Danka had a 79 grade, probably his best of the season, or up there. Johnson, 58 grade. Damian Wilson, 55. Both logged over 65 snaps. Barker, Holmes, both got good snaps. In the nickel position, Gene had a 77 grade. Merrill had 53 grade. And we're going to talk about some of these. I'm going to go back. I'm just naming them off. In the corner spot, Lowry, a 72 grade. Tamir Brown, that's another guy I was going to bring up that he's been pushed off. Yeah, he's been pushed off to the side. But anyway, he had a 75 grade, and he played well. Kroll and Graves each had solid snaps. Riddle, he did his thing, 70 grade. Wilt had a 61 grade. He played clean, communicated well. Duncanson, 68-point grade. All right, let's talk about that. Where do we start? Where do you want to go? On the offense grade, any of the grades? Which one sticks out to you?
To me, I think the grade that deserves more is Zion Wilson. Look, the guy had 2 sacks against that offensive line. And, these other guys, Robinson and Carr, Zion talked about those guys are the reason he got the snack. They collapse the pocket. That brings the quarterback up, and he can get a hand on them. But Samuel Danka, 79.5, a dude playing his heart out on senior night, was flying around. He's a dude I've been calling for play, and he's finally getting a shot, and he's showing the world, man. He's a dude that played edge. He's now at linebacker, and he's doing the same thing he was doing at edge. He's just making plays. And you had talked about the corners. These 2 dudes have fought their way to where they are, and they deserve to have these grades because there were some times early in the year where they were not good, and they were getting replaced. Like we had a true freshman come in and play for Jordy Lowry at some point in the year, and he's turned a corner. Tamir Brown has been a guy that has fought his way from when he first got into college to where he is now is a completely different ball player.
Yep.
Key Crowell is a D2 transfer. He's a little bit on the smaller side, but he's still learning how to play Division I football. And Chance Graves has been a guy that I wasn't too sure what was he going to be when he brought in, and he's played some key snaps for ECU. With Rashid Reason out, who we thought was going to be cornerback 1, these guys have had to come in and play some big-time snaps in the safety room. These dudes just keep showing up. Joe Marley Riddle. I mean, that is an NFL safety. You say it every week, but you just can't. You can't overlook him, man. And Tegan Wilk, his grades are never good because he's not great in the pass game. But, man, when somebody gets near him, he's laying the boomstick.
He's a guy that has to be on the field at all times.
Like he's just
the grade don't show that.
He's a guy that isn't afraid of contact. Yeah. I mean, I think if you line him up at nose tackle, he'd go down there and he'd try to get a sack. I think he lives for the contact. And, guys like Aiden Duncan came in, when they're trying to get a different coverage look and played solid, man. This defense has played above and beyond what I expected them to do this year.
All right, let's break down the American now, and now it gets rough.
Yeah.
ECU has built brick by brick their resume to get into the conference championship, and here they are sitting at 4th with 3 teams ahead of them. Really tied, but 3 teams ahead of them. They're 5-1 in American. They got 2 games left. What needs to happen for ECU to get in the conference championship game, Chance?
Man, you're going to need some help. Tulane, for anybody that keeps up with it, last night was ranked 24th in the college football rankings. And the American policy is if anybody's ranked top 25, they'll automatically be put in the game. So right now, Tulane's in, if you think about it. And then you got a three-way tie between North Texas, Navy, and ECU. And they have this weird metric system. They have 6 different computer models, and it all breaks them down. And right now, North Texas is far and ahead of ECU, which I don't think is really true. I think if you lined up, ECU wins by a touchdown. But that's just what the computers say. And, you knock out Memphis. ECU does their job, gets rid of Memphis. And we need Temple. And Temple's 5-5, I believe. And they're searching for a bowl game. They need one more win. And they play both North Texas and Tulane.
So, other words, guys, there's a chance ECU wins out and doesn't make the conference championship. Yeah. And that would be heartbreaking.
Yeah.
That would be heartbreaking. But football gods, you got to believe in them. You
got
to believe in them, man.
You see something nice one time.
You got to believe in them, man. Football guys, here we are. We pray to you.
Yeah.
We pray to you right now. We got 2 weeks. We got 2 weeks for something to happen.
Yep.
ECU is going to do what they need to do. But we need help. And I hope it comes, man. These guys have really built it up, and nothing better would be able to hang a conference championship in the first year of Blake Harrell.
It would be a lifetime extension if I'm John Gilbert. He'd be getting as much money as he needs to keep him and his family happy. But if ECU wins the conference championship and somehow finds their way into the playoffs, there's going to be some big schools coming for Blake Harrell.
I hope not.
Yeah, I hope not either. I hope nobody's looking.
I don't think he leaves. I mean, hey, look, if Alabama throws $5 million, I get it.
Yeah,
you leave. But I don't think Harrell seems so much like a genuine guy. Like when I see Harrell, I think about my high school coaches I coach. Yeah. I think about somebody that cares about the kids, somebody that cares about the program. They're human. Yeah. They're human that need money, that have to live. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. But I see somebody there that's going to make a difference and dare to make a difference, not the guy dare to be the ECU coach.
Yeah, he's fun to be around. Like, no offense to Coach Houston, and I was doing my internship last year. It was just weird. Like, you'd go into the media room and win or loss, and you would kind of just be anxious, just like, what do I ask Coach? Is he going to get a little snappy with me? When I go ask Coach Harrell something, it might – have a little twist to the question, and he's going to laugh it off, and he's going to, just find a way to have fun. And
that's fun. The complete opposite of what we get out of baseball. Yeah, Cliff, I know you're not watching this, but I don't take this the wrong way. But we can't ask the same questions to Cliff I'm talking about Cliff Godwin as we asked to Blake Harrell.
Yeah,
and it's all respect. We know we respect both guys. It just shows what type of different coaches they are in their own way, and that's why Cliff is great. And that's why Blake is great in his own way. And still talking about people coming to get them. Now, if we're talking about JDB or Aldridge,
those are
it's a different story.
Yeah, those are 2 guys that right now I think JDB will be here another year. I don't know if Coach Aldridge is. He's turned a page with his defense, and he's been good everywhere he's been. And if I'm a team that's looking at an aggressive, young defensive coach, I mean he's one of them. And I can't blame Coach Aldridge for going to get $2 million to coach defense for 12 games. So, I mean, look, he's gave us all he's had, no matter what happens.
And our boss made us realize everybody might not know what JDB means. Yeah. But if you're a Pirate deep down, and we know, we had to teach our boss a couple of things. But JDB is he is the offensive coordinator, and he's young, and he's you win conference championships at ECU, they start coming to get you.
He almost there's rumors, don't know how true it is. There was rumors last year Virginia Tech wanted him, and Virginia guy's a brand new head coach.
I mean, look at my man at I'm going mind blank. Look at my man at is it USC?
Lincoln Riley.
Look at Lincoln Riley.
I mean,
he's the hottest coach at times. He's one of the hottest coaches in America.
I mean, a young OC at ECU. Look at what Shane Carden is. No offense to Shane, I love Shane. He's the captain. Always will be special. Hall of Famer. But Shane Carden didn't have the arm. Shane Carden wasn't really, God forbid, all that talented, but he was a gamer. And Lincoln turned him into a Hall of Famer. Lincoln's great, and I think JDB has the same kind of level of once he gets used to being an offensive coordinator, he's still young. I mean, that guy is young to be in a No co-OC. Nobody's helping them. It's just on the back of John David Baker when they call an offense.
Hey, we got some stars in our coaching staff, and it's showing on the field. All right, enough on that. Let's get down to what matters. Chances flying out Friday morning.
Yeah.
San Antonio, first time in the Big SA. I don't know. What is it called? Big? I don't know. I tried.
It's something out there.
I'm not that cool.
I ain't going to get to see Wimby, which is a little upsetting. But
he's hurt.
Yeah,
oh, man.
They're not even at home, man, of course.
Oh, man.
Nobody's ever at home.
But you get to head down to the Big Texas. And how excited are you first for the trip, man? And not only that, let's go ahead and jump into the matchup. The UTSA. Every game's big. We said this last time we're on. Every game's the conference championship now.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's November 19th we're recording this, and we're talking about ECU and a chance to somehow get to a conference championship game, somehow can still make the playoffs. We'll get into that discussion right before we end. But you're still playing for something, and it's not just another game. Yeah, you're bowl eligible. You're fighting for a bigger bowl. This is a chance to break program history, do it as the first team in North Carolina to get to the playoffs.
Ooh.
This is the fun time, and I think if they weren't going down to UTSA and they were playing somebody that's not as good, I would be worried about slipping up here. But I don't know if you know, but UTSA is like 25-0 under Coach Traylor at home in conference play.
25-0.
25-0.
Wow.
Hasn't lost conference play since he's been the UTSA head coach at home.
That's insane.
Hey, I mean, somebody's got to be the first, and.
Was he buying refs?
I don't know, man. They're just look. I mean, they beat.
What in the world? Like, how do you go 25-0 at home and not be a top 25 program? So that makes me want to go look at what's the record on the road. That's irrelevant. But good God,
man! Look, they beat Tulane, who's number 24 in the country, just 3 weeks ago. Beat them 48-26 at home. But the week before that, they lost 55-17 to North Texas on the road. The week after that, they lose 55-23 on the road. Oh. I mean, at home and on the road, they're just such a completely different team.
Jekyll and Hyde.
So
what do they got? What do they got offensively? Let's break it down. What do they got offensively? What do they got defensively? How does ECU match up?
They've got a fun quarterback in Owen McCowan. He's a mobile quarterback, but if he stands in that pocket with a lot of time, he can slice and dice you. I mean, that's what they did to Tulane. They've got two big body receivers and a slot dude that is just all over the field. Defensively, they got an aggressive front. They're not good against the run. So I think we're going to need another big night from Montgomery and this stable. But their defense, I think ECU can attack in a different way. And Coach Harrell kind of talked about it a little bit without saying too much, that they're a team that ECU can try to scheme up different ways to win. And then Mike Wright talked about it with him punting. Just they're a team that if they give them a certain look, they know what they can attack. But at the same time, they know that this team they're going to play is 25-0 at home.
Do you know Owen McCowan's Twitter handle or his Instagram or any way to get up with him? Maybe he can leak some plays.
I forgot about that, man.
Maybe he can leak some plays or some schemes to us.
I forgot all about that.
I get brownie points for that one.
Yeah, I forgot. Man, we had talked about that whole way to Charlotte during media day, and we seen him the day after it came out about.
So USTA's quarterback Owen McCowan, during the summer, when was it? You explain it. You know more.
I think it was last year was when he got the plays. Somebody leaked him some plays that they were playing. Somebody got cut off a team, didn't make travel squad or something. They leaked the plays to Owen McCowan. And Owen McCowan's going to do what every person's going to do. You can go show your coach, hey, I got the plays. And, they won the game.
It's time to return the favor, baby.
And then I think it was either the day before or the day of media day, it got leaked.
Yeah,
and we seen Coach Traylor and Owen McCowan. I'm like, dog, he's upset right now. And man, that was
good
fun,
times,
man.
Good times. I'm sorry
man, I'm glad you brought that up.
That's hilarious.
Man, I forgot all about
Clip
that.
it, Danny. Clip it.
I forgot all about it.
Did we get to the matchups? I'm sorry, I lost focus. Where did you stop?
Yeah, pretty much just right there. First one, the run game. How we should be able to run the ball against the squad, and we kind of talked about our guys earlier. Tamir Brown, Jordy Lowry. If we want to win this game, we need another big game from those guys, and the way they're playing it, I got my trust in them.
Let's do it.
And what decides it for me is a turnover battle.
I agree, man.
I agree. That's coach talk. Everybody knows who turns the ball over the most usually loses. But It's different this game. You're on the road, a team that's confident winning at home. You can't give them free possessions.
Yeah.
And, just Hauser's ability to keep hitting the explosives. Every week they hit just more insane play. Usually it's Anthony Smith just running wide open over the middle. And this game, Caden Hauser throws two of the best balls I've seen in Dowdy Ficklin in the same game.
Man, I'm with you. I think I'm going to tone in a little bit farther down. It comes on Hauser.
Yeah.
The team has showed we got Hauser's back.
Yeah.
They're going to do their part. It's going to ultimately come down to Caitlin Hauser. How does he play on the road? How does he lead this team? How does he lead this team in this game in Texas, big football state? Like you said, 25-0 at home. Nothing's going to go in your favor. How does Caitlin Hauser lead the Pirates to victory is the key to the Pirates winning. All right. Final thoughts.
Yep.
ECU keeps finding ways to win,
Yep.
and it has to happen. They have to go through the 25-0. Chance, what you got?
Man, I'm all in, man. Look, we're 3-point favorites, which means we're a touchdown favorite at home, and I'm all in on this team. I think 2 weeks ago, I just don't think we could do it, and they showed me they're ready for the moment. I mean, they lost the BYU game, which was a moment. You could say the NC State game was a moment, but that's first game of the year. There's a lot going on. And they lost the Tulane game, and that's two big moments in the year. I'm like, they're not ready for the moment, and they get the best team in the conference, preseason, and they were ready.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
It's felt a long time since there's been a team in Greenville that's felt ready to go do this thing.
And shout out to the OG podcast. I don't know exactly their name, but we got sent their clip this morning, and they revealed the odds for ECU to win the American. And here's our betting corner. Take $5 and put it on plus 1100.
Come on, you just need one team to lose, and you're in it.
Plus 1100. What's $5? The win. What's that? 60.
Yeah, something like that.
They win 55 or 60. That's our betting for you this week. Hey, go ahead and put it in for it this week. But hey, we're not done just yet. There's still a chance, and this is not talking crazy.
Yeah.
There's still a chance for the college football playoffs. Explain it.
You're in it. I mean, you're way down the list, but you're one of the top 4 teams that got a shot at this thing. And to me, I think personally, whoever wins the American should get in. They just have the best resume of all the teams left. Look, people are going to talk about a now 9-1 James Madison, who should go 11 and should be 12-1 after they win the Sun Belt. But their best game is against Louisville, who just lost to Clemson, who's not very good. And their other best wins, Old Dominion, who's now kind of fell off the face of the Sun Belt. And then their next best game is going to be against Coastal, who ECU beat 38-0.
Yep.
So, to me, I just don't see how you leave out if it's, say, North Texas, and they go 12-1, and they have 2 wins over Tulane or a win over ECU or Navy. How do you leave them out?
Right.
And obviously Tulane's now ranked. So if they win out, they're in. And if ECU runs out and wins this thing, they're going to have Memphis win. They're going to have a loss to BYU at home, a loss to NC State on the road, and a top 25 win in Tulane. So to me, I don't see how the committee can justify leaving off any American Conference Championship winner over JMU. I just don't think they can do it.
All right. And there you have it. A great podcast. That was great talk about ECU football. Unfortunately, we'll talk about ECU basketball soon.
I kind of left it off. They lost by 30 last night, and I don't even want to talk about that, man. It was.
We'll get there, but we had to cover them.
Hey, football's
it is. Big trust.
Yeah.
Big trust.
Hey, look, football's on a ride.
Hey, brick by brick.
Gotta enjoy this moment, man.
That's right.
And I don't know if we talked about them, but what a game from the students.
Oh yeah.
I mean, shirts off, and there was 3 different sections of them, and then it just out of nowhere they're all in one spot.
Yeah, and the clip we got is awesome.
It's great, man. It's like it was giving me chills of just. I kind of put it on Facebook on my own that Rowdy Dowdy's back. Like that's that back, you know that right there is what makes college football. That's what makes ECU, and I think this is what Blake Harrell was kind of built of buying in, and I think everybody's bought in from the players to the fans to the media. It was a fun game.
It was. All right, that's it. Chance, take us out.
Yeah, man. Hey, I thank everybody for joining. hope we'll be back next week and with one more win to go. And I'm Chance Scott.
Trey Scott. We'll see you next week.